What's going on, man? It's your boy Byron Sellers, one half of the mobile home elite investors, and we are bringing to you a late night live breaking manufactured home news, what every investor needs to know in quarter 2025. So excited to be on this live with you. We live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram as well. So again, wanted to come on this live to share with you all just some updates, some industry news, and some things you need to know to get you prepared for basically this fourth quarter, man. So, like I said, I wanted to come on here. It's a late live. Shout out this one. This one is brought to you by our five day challenge. Man, we just closed doors to that, but actually we may open up a few more. So, man, listen, you want to stay tuned. We can probably hang about 20 minutes, and then if you on Instagram or so, replay will be available on YouTube. So if you want to watch the replay to this, it will be available on YouTube. So man, like I said, I'm excited. If you've been trying to get in real estate and you feel like the market's like a little bit too expensive or it's too competitive, you need to watch this. All right, you need to hear what's going on because we got some big things coming in the manufactured home housing industry. We got some new laws. We got a lot more production coming, and the investor it's also investor demand. So you definitely want to position yourself. If you hanging out with me tonight, you want to put yourself in a position where you can win, right? And you could begin to look into this industry for wealth building without having to have access to six figures, right? So, like I said, I'm excited. Let me know where you're checking in from in the comments. Truly appreciate you. Instagram, I'm gonna put some on here. Like I said, I got a few more slots open before I close my doors for our challenge. Uh, 1 second. Just in case, I'm gonna put this on Instagram. And again, letting you all know everything is in the description as well. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. But before that, though, make sure you subscribe, like, and share our channel. We truly appreciate it. Like I said, drop in the comments where you're checking in from, making sure you following us on all platforms at Mobile Home Elite Investors. So let's get right into it, right? The latest industry news. All right, the latest industry news. Man, it's been a lot of stuff going on, right? But one of the first things that we cover today is production is up, right? And so what happened was production, we didn't have a lot of new manufactured homes coming into the market. And so that was one of the key things that is trending up, right? And so 8,299 homes, new homes have been added since July of 2025. So we got some new numbers being come. And so year to date, that's over 62,000 mobile homes opposed to over 59,000 from last year. So the production is good. This is a good sign for us as investors when they are when more mobile homes are being added to the market. So you definitely want to continue to again keep your ear to the streets because again, there's more. And I'm going to talk about how this ties for you as an investor. Also, right, the affordability gap is still very large. On my previous lives, I talked about how the average house in America, median single family home in America, is $367,000, right? At some places, $450,000. And whereas in 2024, the average manufactured home is $123,000. Now, this is brand new, fresh off the press, right? We're not talking about used mobile homes because a lot of times when y'all hear us talking about investing in used mobile homes, we're talking about mobile homes that's 1980, 1990, that's 20,000 or less. But if you look at that, that is a huge gap. Meaning, right? This helps because as rising costs for materials and things like that for single family homes, right? It puts more pressure on the manufactured housing side to produce more. So it's also for us, this is a great sign that we have, right? Which means also it's a high demand, right? It's high demand. and it's a high demand for affordability. We all know what's going on. If you, for example, if you're in the space of you're able to invest in commercial, right? You're able to invest um, in mobile home communities. This is a great sign. I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Occupancy rates, occupancy rates right now are at 97% nationwide when it comes to mobile home parks. You hear that? 97% nationwide. Now, there's communities you might go in that don't have a lot, but why? Because there's more people needing affordable housing. Now, as an investor, especially if I'm in a position as a mobile home park investor, meaning, listen, if you got some capital, if you got a group of people, if you got over six figures saved, or you have access to six figures, credit is A1, I would encourage you to get into the mobile home park sector, right? 97% occupancy is amazing. Think about that. That is amazing. There are a lot of properties for, should I say, for a lot of mobile home parks still for sale. If you're looking on Crexy.com, if you're looking on mobilehomeparkstore.com, loopnet.com, these different places that offer mobile home parks for sale, and you see a lot of communities that are 60% occupied, 70% occupied. So as an investor, this is amazing, because if the national average is 97, that means that these communities with our value adds can have the capability of getting to that close to 90% occupancy, which increases the value of your community. You increase the value for you increase the value for the actual community itself, right? As far as the nation, the town. So these are good things, again, that's helping you trend. Let's see. He said, visuals by Kingsley Me said, I need a slot if any extra. Yes, listen, I got a few more. If you the link is in the description, so I got you covered. Like I said, today we just finished day one, so the replay is available, but I will be shutting doors tomorrow. So you definitely want to take advantage. So good question. Okay. And so here's the thing: rent growth. Rent growth grew in the mobile home industry 5.7% year over year. Right now, here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest. I'm in Florida. I've seen places where rent increases are way over 5.7. I'm talking about 20%, like crazy increases, but pretty standard, right? Um, with the rent increases, again, we're increasing value. This is something where people are still willing to stay, right? Demand is still strong. And here's the thing: it's signaling is less risk for holding rentals or even flipping in high demand markets. So this is good. This is a great for market entry, especially you talk about getting into for fourth quarter. And this honestly is great for scaling. So like I said, I wanted to be able to point that out. Here's another thing, right? The Road to Housing Act. Okay, there's a called the Road to Housing Act. They are beginning to ease, right, for allowing more manufactured homes when it comes to zoning restrictions, right? And the costly remove the costly permanent chassis requirement of new homes. So here's the thing, right? This helps a lot. There are a lot of places where cities don't want mobile homes, right? What's up, Sean? Right? Cities don't want mobile homes. So with that being said, a lot of times people, why you just can't put a mobile home on land? Why? Because it's restrictions. Some cities are like, no, we don't want that. We don't want manufactured homes. So there's a lot of places in America where you can't put a mobile home, right? And so when there is an opening, either for example, I'm in Florida. I always give Florida example. Is places where it's like, they have what is called impact fees. Now, impact fees is somewhat like a tax depending on whatever county it is, right? But if you're building a new home, building a single family home, right? They got impact fees. But for me, I look at it like if I'm just moving a manufactured home for example, if I'm just installing septic and maybe tapping into well, or if I'm tapping into the city water, I gotta pay an impact fee. Sometimes the impact fees can be 12,000 and up, right? So a lot of places, again, this is something that's they're working on to continue to just just make it a little bit more easier, should you say, because at the end of the day, right, we're helping people get affordable housing. Like I said, if you look at the price difference between 123,000 to 376,000, there's a huge price difference. So again, it's just one of those things that, with these legislative changes, this can really help more investors, especially if you're an investor that you have access to capital, right? Sometimes I get it. A lot of us, a lot of times for me, I'm on here and I'm talking more about the entry fee, right? When I mean entry fee, I'm talking about the low cost assets. I'm talking about going into somebody's mobile home park and trying to find an older mobile home and getting it for a low cost, or wholesaling, low cost mobile homes. And a lot of times that's the entry, but some of you have access to capital. Some of you all have, you're sitting on good credit. You're in a investment group of you've made some bigger moves. And so with that being said, I want you to start, and again, I'll be putting more content out, but I want you to start looking at the advantages of actually developing if, again, long as the land is zoned for, actually developing the land and now putting a manufactured house on it, right? I see Sean Affordable, actually, like Sean I know Sean does this in Florida, but you have it. Whereas imagine, for example, let's say I'm gonna give an area again. I keep using Florida for example, because I know the market. But let's say it's a place like Newport Richie. Yo, my guy, Chris, what's up, bro? All right. Let's say you got a spot like, again, Newport Richie, right? And let's say a single family home in Newport Richie. If I find a steal, I may find a single family, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, let's say 2,200 square foot. Let's say I find that single family home for a steal for, let's say, 150. And let's say the ARV may be 327, right? Now, that single family home, I might gotta go, it depends on what I gotta put into it. That single family home, let's say I get it for 150, I may gotta put 100 into it. So, again, let's say I'm at 250 and I sell it for 315. Oops. Dang, I keep doing something. I see what I'm doing. I'm a bit add, and I'm like, where's my number doubling? All right. So I can make $65,000. And watch this. I can go find a mobile home. Okay. I can go find a mobile home that comes with the land. Let's say an older mobile home. And go find an older mobile home. Let's say it's a 2,000 square feet. And let's say they want 127, but I'm like, you know what? I negotiated and I get it for 110. Now, guess what? Since it's a manufactured home, the renovation is not going to be as much. So on the high end, my renovation may be 45,000. What do I keep putting the wrong thing? So I'm gonna say 110 and my 45,000. So I might be all in 155. The ARV may be 260. Because I said, again, remember I said the single family house is 367. So if I'm able to get 260 and I'm all in 155, that's $105,000 profit. So that's almost a $40,000 difference. And I didn't even have to pay as much. Right. And so again, I always like giving these examples because, again, I'll do some real examples. I'll show y'all some real examples on the YouTube channel so y'all can see this. But this is, as an investor, right? This is what it means that basically in 2025, more inventory is coming. Rules going to be a little bit easier, especially on mobile homes on land. The demand is still there. People still want affordable housing. So again, would you, for somebody can get the same square footage and the only difference is a manufactured home, would they rather go get paid 327 or they can go pay 255 and go get the same square footage, right? So it's the perfect storm right now for wholesalers, fix and flippers, and buy and hold investors just in this industry, y'all. So again, I want to just come in here and just share some news with y'all. I got some more stuff, again, some more stuff to share. So hang out with me. Like I said, we definitely got some things just to go over. Right. So the next thing I'm up here managing and said, Eric said real quick, he said, when buying the land in which mobile homes are on, do you acquire both the land and the homes in the purchase? Yes, primarily yes. Now, again, if you are Unless they want the home moved off their property, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna acquire both. Good question. So why all of this matter for us as investors? All right. So for one, again, like I talked about that affordable entry, right? The average mobile home, brand new. We talking about brand new. I'm not talking about used. Mobile home costs us 123,000. The average single family home is 367. That's a big difference. Again, let's talk about as an investor. If I'm a developer and I'm building houses from the ground up, and I'm a developer, right? Let's say the house costs me a nice house on a low end, it would cost me what 150, but I can go get a brand new home, mobile home for under 123,000. Pay the same thing for the land, right? Depending on and the more acreage you got, the more valuable the home is gonna be. So it's always, again, like I said, it's always a plus, right? Very affordable entry. Now, again, for somebody who's starting out, right? You brand new to this. You like, okay, mobile homes. What's going on with mobile homes? So here's the thing. I was gonna tell you, like, as an investor, we started investing in mobile home parks. We bought 2 mobile homes for $4,300. I have mentees to this day that are still buying mobile homes for under $5,000, under $10,000, under $20,000, and are still getting large returns. So compared to, so a lot of times when it's not necessarily a money issue, because here's the thing, a lot of you all have access to, again, if you know the knowledge, go on the YouTube channel, right? Join the community. Like if you get the knowledge, the how to, you're gonna be able to do it. The difference is a lot of you won't do it because it's not easy. But as an investor, it's not supposed to be easy, right? That's the part of investing, because you're not only as an investor, you're taking risk, but you're taking risk to be able to get rewarded, right? You're taking risks to be able to get rewarded. That's the main reason why you're taking those risks. Now, here's another thing, right? What I love about it. Why does this matter for us investors, especially in the mobile home industry? You have multiple exit strategies. You still wholesale. You can hotel, right? Fix and flip. You can just flip it as is. You can have rentals. You can do seller finance, rent to own, subject to. We can do all of that with manufactured homes if you didn't know, right? And so here's the thing, especially in mobile home parks, sometimes it is limited financing on some creative deals. You have companies like 21st Mortgage, Triad. You have these different companies that finance, but sometimes they make you jump through hoops. But that's why you're able to, when it comes to seller financing, there's a lot of people even as an investor that buy notes, right? That buy notes. And what does buying a note mean? Meaning they buy, if you got it on seller finance and it's a term and you sell it where that investor can make some money. Let's give you an example. Let's say you got it on term to make $50,000. They paying, $850 a month for however many, 7-10 years, something like that. You can sell that. If somebody will buy it because they just bought cash flow, right? They buying cash flow to make a profit on their money. So again, as investors, this truly matters. And at the end of the day, the reason why this truly matters because we get to solve people's problems by offering affordable housing. We can help finance people who can't go to the bank, people who don't have the proper credit score. We can finance them in a seller finance, rent to own deal. Meaning we can control our own little market. This is why it matters for investors. So let's talk about the next thing. Let's talk about some money moves for the fourth quarter 2025. All right. So here's the winning states right now, right? I want you to write this down. This is where some of you are where you need to look. And when I say these things, it's not the fact that I'm gonna be real with you. It's not to say your state doesn't have it. Again, if you're in Hawaii, you ain't got it. But these are the states that mobile homes is great, right? Texas, number one. Texas is the mobile home capital of the United States, of the world, right? Texas has over 5,000 mobile home communities. They have their own manufactured home department, right? Unlike most states that title things, like Texas, it's just a, zoning is pretty um it's pretty, easy, you know. Say Roddy said, can you buy mobile home notes? Absolutely, you can buy mobile home notes. Absolutely. So, number two, Florida. One of the reasons why we moved to Florida. Right? We lived in Chicago. Um, every deal that I had, I at least traveled about an hour and a half or further. Right? I think I never had a closed deal in Chicago, and that's where we started at. And so to move down here, and mobile homes are 10 minutes away. Everywhere I go, it's a mobile home. It's over 39, almost 4,000 mobile home communities. Right now, our market is a little bit different, being in the Tampa area, but within the state, right? For me, a hot market is I'm in Central Florida, so the Ocala, anything, the Newport Richie, Spring Hills, the villages. You start going to Lakeland. You start going, like, all of these places. These are booming, and then especially if I start going to even a little bit more north, right? Certain counties are booming. So again, winning states. Number three, Georgia. Once you get out of Atlanta, right? Georgia's an amazing state when it comes to mobile homes, right? I think Georgia has over 1,600 mobile home communities. Again, just the need for affordable housing. It's the man, it's crazy. I'm sorry, we got this fruit, and I'm like, gee, where is these little fruit flies coming out? Somebody got a solution, because these things, you like, yo, y'all going crazy. But anywho, um, we talk about Georgia, amazing state. Number three, number four, we split the North and South Carolina. North and South Carolina are amazing states, y'all. Like, literally, North Carolina is a gem. South Carolina, if you talking about like, if you got $5,000, $10,000, those are the states that you can get started for the low low. North Carolina, South Carolina. So many deals. So many deals. My mentees is running up a bag out in North Carolina, South Carolina. Right? It's a lot of potential in the Carolinas. All right. And then number five, just the Midwest in general. All right. The Midwest in general, Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, super great states. And then I got some honorable mentions. You got Arizona, Alabama, really, fast growing population, still affordable, very cheap land. And then the growth, right? As far as rentals, they got great growth. And so, again, these are some places that you can find them. You can look on mhvillage.com. If you want to filter Zillow, go on Zillow, filter it 50,000 or less. Again, you can find a lot of great stuff, y'all. So, like I said, I wanted to kind of share that with y'all as well. All right. Creative financing. Now, listen, if y'all go on my YouTube, I just did a video on YouTube about how to do creative financing with AI. All right. We use a tool called Deal Sniper. You can watch that video. I think I posted that like two days ago. I won't go over example today. I'll probably do some more examples of it. But when it comes to creative financing, man, it's so many ways to do it, right? Like, a lot of times people may talk to a seller and just be like, man, they want too much for it, but they don't even think about offering creative financing, because a lot of times, yeah, seller may want a lot of money up front, but it's like, well, hey, listen, if nobody's going to get finance for your property, and nobody necessarily has the cash, if you haven't been finding anybody who has the cash, why don't you consider taking a down payment, right? A larger down payment up front, and then just get paid over payments, right? Let it, why don't you create you some passive income? And once you start finding out their why they want to sell, and why they need the money and all those different things, it depends. They can be like, well, hey, I got this, or this is going to be a down payment for my house. So it's different things, but a lot of times, if it's not selling, they'll be open to do some type of creative financing. So again, for you, this can be a great entryway to get properties that you may not have wanted to pay, full amount cash, but now you can control the property, right? You did do seller finance. Let's say you only had to put 10% down. You didn't have to go get bank financing, and now you're just paying the seller. You can possibly renting it out, making some cash flow, and then paying the seller with that. And you only had to put a little bit down. So it's right now it's a lot of different ways to do it. Rent to own, private money, right? Meaning that a lot of you all in networks. You may be when you hear people talking at work, a manager, somebody who knows like somebody that does real estate or some other private money partnerships. This may be an opportunity. If you bring a deal, right? Because there's a lot of cash buyer groups online, things. You bring a deal, you break the numbers down. Plus, man, we got AI to break the numbers down for you. That may be a deal they'd be willing to invest in. So, again, you want to get creative. Like just because you may not have access to the capital, you may not personally have access to the money is out there. There's no shortage of money out here whatsoever. And with that being said, you just got to be willing to go out there and get it. Wanaki, what's going on? How you feeling? All right. So again, like I said, I wanted to reiterate that. All right, hold on. Steven said, what about California? So here's the thing. I'm gonna be real about Cali. There are everywhere has a deal. California has a little bit more stricter laws. What I mean by stricter laws, they have more. If you want, you got to pay to play. So your licensing, right? Either you're going to be a dealer or you have to have a salesman's license. As an investor, for example, if you used to buy a property, fix and flip it and sell it, cool, right? But if you're going to be doing this consistently, yeah, you need to go get licensed, and that's almost everybody, right? Like you need to definitely get licensed while you're doing. I mean, if you want to scale this business, and again, that's a whole nother um another live. All right. What's going on? Yes, sir. Salute from the shop. Okay, you from the crib. 34 trying to get it. Hey, listen, keep on watching. Let's get it. What's going on, Josh? How you feeling? Absolutely late show. Listen, we had the first day of the challenge, so I had to come on here and definitely get some game. All right. So real quick, Instagram says, what's the best resource website for mobile home owners? Like where they can find out information on owning a mobile home. If you want to own a mobile home, um, I just want to make sure you talk about owning mhvillage.com. I'm gonna put that in the chat for you on Instagram. They got a lot of good resources, blogs and things like that can help if you're talking about best resource for a mobile home owner. So I'll give you that, definitely that one. And this live is about basically breaking news, what every investor needs to know about investing in the fourth quarter. All right. So the next thing is as far as actionable moves is deal types to focus on, right? These are the deal types you need to focus on. Wholesaling. If you can find anything under 15,000, that mobile home is going to move. Now, here's a caveat though. If it's a 1 bedroom, that's going to be a little bit hard to move. 3 bedrooms, great. 2 bedrooms, 2 1s, a little bit tougher. 2 better. Anything 3 bedroom plus, you can move. Right? Wholesaling those under 15,000. Now, I'm gonna be real. Florida mobile home parks, it's a lot of inventory right now because lot rents are so high. If you're in an area that has very high lot rent, you may sit on those for a little bit, right? But always remember you're looking for one buyer, right? You got to be um, very, very intense with the marketing. For example, like in our lead squad, we go over a lot of these within our classes, and we talk about those marketing habits. Fixing flips fixing flips that are they sell between 15 20,000. I mean the fixing flips that the rehab is around like 50, 15 20K, and then they can sell for like 60 to $80,000. Very good sweet spot. You're talking about like doubling, tripling your profit. All right, but you always got to make sure that, again, let's see, it says I'm flipping mobile homes out in Canada. Yo, let's go. I love it. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. It says, It says, I have a 3-2. It's hard to move. I'm getting a lot of traffic. No serious buyers. I got you. I got you. Let me give you a hack real quick since you've been rocking with me for a while. You want to find out the nearest churches in the area. See if they have some type of whatever churches in the area. You want to see if they, if you can talk to anybody. You may not be able to talk to the pastor direct, but you want to basically kind of do some outreach. Hey, listen, just letting you all know. If you have anybody in the congregation that's looking for affordable housing, I have this type of home. Who knows? Sometimes church may even dedicate a house to somebody who on their staff working hard, who they know, right? So just wanted to give you that gem. Come on, y'all. I already know y'all gonna come on here and get some. Y'all gonna get something there. The Lord will bless you. All right. Then deals to focus on land home packages. Listen, this is for my people that got access to capital. If you got access to capital, you got access to credit, good credit, you need to start looking at mobile homes that come with the land packages. Now, for your first deal, I wouldn't encourage you to go try to do a develop. Now, again, unless you developed a single family home, can you get it done? Absolutely. You get the resources and things, you can get it done. But find an existing mobile home, older mobile home that needs some work and now you control the land. You don't got to pay no lot rent. You ain't got to worry about no park managers. You ain't got to worry about nobody getting approved. You ain't got to go through all those. Right now, these are the hottest deals. Why? Because so many people are looking for single family homes. So many people trying to, again, it's the housing prices, interest rates, but you able to help somebody get affordable housing. And again, you control it. Like, listen, I'm telling you. And here's the exit. FHA and VA buyers. FHA and VA buyers. Like if you got to somebody get approved for FHA or VA, it may take a little while, but you're gonna get paid. All right. You're gonna get paid. All right. Honestly, like that's my best advice to you. When it comes to that. All right. So as we make the switch again, we on here. I'm about to wrap it up in a little bit, but the bigger picture. All right, let's talk about the bigger picture. There's affordable housing crisis. We all know that. This ain't nothing new. It's an affordable housing crisis. Okay. Affordable housing crisis. So, with that being said, this is a time, right, that when it's a affordable housing crisis, long equals long-term demand. It's always going to be a demand. It's always going to be affordable housing crisis, unfortunately, in America. This would be the greatest country in the world if we didn't have a homeless problem and we had enough housing. And the crazy thing, we have enough housing, but yet it's not affordable for a lot of people, right? When you have high areas, right? I just left Los Angeles this weekend, and again, we know what Los Angeles has so much, homelessness. We know the cost of living is crazy, but at the same time, you're gonna see for sale signs. You're gonna see vacant houses. So manufactured homes is one way to help solve that, right? It's mobile homes today. If you look up, I want y'all to look up mobile homes like 2025, 2024 models. Like look up new mobile homes. Like look up how these mobile homes look. Right? This ain't your old mobile homes and things like this. Ain't the old trailer parks. They modern, they profitable, they energy efficient, high demand. All right. And so again, the reason I'm on here because like I said, we just finished our challenge today. And just as I was telling them, right, like investors, you gotta be able to move, right? Success loves speed. Some of y'all probably hear this a lot, but success loves speed. So you gotta be willing to just still work. Even if you don't have anything, there's strategy for you to begin to, right? It's simple things. If most of y'all can afford post-it notes, right? You can afford to go drive the mobile home community and put, hey, I saw your house for sale, or whenever you're looking to buy your house, call this number. Like you can afford to do that. A lot of people just don't want to do the actual grunt work to make things happen. And so I'm gonna give you all the resources, whether it's basic, advanced, but it ain't no shortcuts. Ain't no shortcuts, right? And so I'm not gonna sell y'all like, oh yeah, you get this AI software and you're gonna make $1 million. Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But if you put the work in and you're consistent and when you start this, you don't say, I'm gonna try it, you go all in, then you can get the results that you're looking for. It's all up to you. All right. It is all up to you. Okay. So, like I said, I wanted to come on here, man. I wanted to definitely share. Uh Miss Belvin, I see your questions. I see your questions. You got to come over to the challenge. All right. I'm about to go to sleep. You got to come to the challenge. All right. And the challenge, if you want to join the challenge, Instagram, comment, kickstart. I got a few, I can put a few of you in, but tomorrow for real, I'm closing the doors. I'm not sure. I thought we may have closed the doors, but they may still be open. But I think I gotta ask my wife. But if you click the link and you're able to do it, join the challenge. I'll answer more questions. If you miss it, if you're watching this replay and it's closed, again, listen, jump on a strategy call with my team, Instagram. Y'all can comment, connect, or the link is in the description, y'all. So, man, listen, y'all, I truly, truly appreciate y'all for hanging out with me tonight. Do me a favor, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this channel. Man, listen, my name is Byron Sellers. Oops, what happened here? Guess it didn't work. Okay. Co-founder Mobile Home Elite Investors. I truly appreciate y'all, man. Um, and so with that being said, y'all have an amazing night. I will see y'all soon. Who knows? We may have a late show going on because my baby girl is asleep. This may be a better time. Or we may rock it out. Who knows? So, man, God bless y'all. Y'all already know, man. Till next time. Let's get it.